brake lights have stuck on. So what we'll do is we'll set this box up so we can cause a reflection, and when you stand back here we can see it in the box. Alright, I brought this little torch here a while back, and let's have a look. All I have to do is move the seat back. I'll show you this switch. There's the switch here. That's the switch what the torch is on. There's no it's not even moved. I don't know if you can, what you can do. I might just grab a tool. Alright, I just grabbed that cardboard. Now hopefully I can set this up. You can see that. I can't see if you can see that or not. Yep. Hopefully you can. I'll just adjust it best I can. How this switch works is when you put your foot in the brake, there's a little tab behind here that gets released. So when you push that on, and when this goes back to close, it closes the circuit, and that's what turns your brakes on and off. So when you touch the pedal, your brakes are on and off. What we've got to work out is, why is the tail lights, why is it stuck? So just be careful when you go to try and undo this. You don't, strip or anything. So what I want to do is just, why don't that bloody want to release that plug? This is so bloody tight. What I'll do is, I'll grab a pair of pliers. So with the pair of pliers, what I'll do is I'll just grab it onto this tab, and we'll just rock it backwards and forwards. Right, we got it off. Now, sorry about that. Off the camera now. Someone mangled that up or what? Looks like someone's cut it. You see that? Now why would someone do that? Let's just unwind it, and we'll see what's going on here. This is how she works. What happens is when you take your foot off, this is what happens when your brakes are off, and this is what happens when you put your foot on the brake pedal. That knocks the switch down, which causes your brake lights to come on. And when you take your foot off the brake pedal, and the brake pedal pushes this back in, and the brake lights go off and back on when you put your foot in the brake. So when you don't have your foot in the brake, this switch should be in like this. When it's off, it'll be like that. So when you go to put your foot in the brake, it will come out like this, and then that's why your tail lights will work. Now, I don't know why. Let's have a look at the plug. The plug looks clean. I'll show you. Plug looks clean in there. It's got no corrosion or nothing in it. Can't see any corrosion in there. And when you put your foot in the brake, I don't know why Why is it doing that? What I'll do is I'll plug this back in. I've got it clipped back in. It just clips back in there like that. Hopefully I can get this bloody light to show you. Just clips in there like this. What I'll do is I'll just turn the ignition on. Just put the ignition back on. Just turn on to accessories. And go start and see what's going on here. So right now, the brake light should be on, which it is. I'll go and move that switch in and out, and you guys tell me if it goes on or not. Did you see it? Is it going on or off? What I'm doing is I'm just grabbing them in the hand and I'm just pushing this in and out, and I'm trying to watch it at the back. Change from here what I'm actually doing. Yep, it is going on and off, isn't it? I couldn't see it. I've put a box there because it's in the daylight. But it is, so what it tells me is that this is out of adjustment. So what we've got to do is put this back in adjustment. So I'll turn the ignition off. We won't worry about the back of it. So what I need to do is, because this is telling me it's out of adjustment, we need to put it back in here. So what we've got to work out is why. Let's try and undo this. Get this plug back off. Oh, what a prick to get on and off. That plug, it locks into that tab there. What you can see on my thing, where I've got the light on, just slides into there. So let's put this switch back in, wind the lock nut up. We wind the nut fully up, because when the brake pedal's in this position, this switch has got to be pushed in like that. So I'll just turn the ignition on to make sure there's no tail lights on. Nope, tail lights are off because the switch is in. And righto, I just checked to make sure, which I could already tell anyway from that. But this is this bit of blue. I'll try and get it. As soon as you put your foot on the brake, when this is plugged in, when you put it down, you can see that switch coming out here. See that? That's now the brakes are on. When you touch the brakes, as soon as you take them off, that turns that switch, pushes that switch back in. That turns your brake lights off. So when you're driving down the road, if you go to put your foot in the brake, that tells people you're slowing down. That froze on your rear brake lights. So I actually thought it was a switch sort of stuff, but now we've actually investigated the switch. We can see it wasn't. So you put it on. You see that green plunge, it comes out and it goes back up and it closes the circuit. So I'll give you a look behind. That was all we did, just readjusted the switch. Now I'll take you to the back of the vehicle. I'll show you. I'll call out the brake when I put my foot on the brake, on and off. Alright, there you go. Ignition's on. Ignition's on now, that was when the brake lights were on all the time because the switch wasn't in line properly. Now I'll put my foot on the brake and I'll do it on and off. Alright, I've got my foot on the brake now and I'll turn it off. My foot's back on the brake, I'll turn it off. foot's on the brake, and it's off the brake. On the brake, off the brake, on the brake. So we fixed that problem, and all it was is that switch. All it was there is the switch on the brake pedal. Your handbrake's got one as well. This is the clutch one here, but your handbrake's got one as well on it. So if your light sticks sometime, it could be just your handbrake switch sticking. And that's it. And this is on a Mazda Bravo. It's a Mazda Bravo B4000. I'll give you a look at it. That's what it is. That's it. I'll turn my ignition off. And yeah, that's how you fix the brake light switch. Now, make sure, like, you know, anyone that's doing this at home, make sure you take it off. Take the actual brake switch off first. Just the brake switch. Take it off and make sure it's in adjustment on the pedal and that first before you go buying it, because you could end up buying the switch and it won't be the switch, it'll be just out of adjustment. You throw your money away and you've wasted like $15. I think that's what the switch costs, $15–20. So a simple few minutes checking your switch can avoid you paying out extra money for nothing, because, you know, everyone's done it. We've all brought parts for a vehicle before, and it hasn't been that, and you thought it was that problem. So always do your research, check first to make sure if the switch is in adjustment properly before you go throwing money away. And I was just looking on the floor, and this is why the switch went out of adjustment. This is actually what sits in that little hole that the switch is now sitting in after I've readjusted it up. And it's a piece of plastic. You wouldn't believe it. This is what it is. It was a piece of plastic sitting in there, and that's what the switch actually pushed off. And that sat in there, and the switch was pushing off this all the time. It just clipped in the top of it. Well, now I've done away with this, so it's probably a good thing, because this thing just broke. That's what threw the... And if you thought I was dodgy, and you got this little bit of rubber crap here, you could just go and put yourself this plastic piece in there where the pedal was, to cover up that hole if you wanted to, if you was that worried about slipping through, which I was thinking about doing, just to fill it in on the switch. It's a perfect size, it is. I might just go and pop that in the hole, and that will stop that switch from ever slipping through. Alright, I got the pedal on me. I took it back off. I put one of them clips in it, in the hole, and I'm going to re-put the switch in. It's only taking me a minute, so I thought I'd just undo it. Re-put the switch in it. Want to make sure the switch is firmly on the pedal, like that. Whoops, sorry about that. Thought I'd do it properly. Rightio, all I've got to do is tighten up the nut, put that switch sideways, just grab your bloody shifter again. That's it, plug your switch back in. Switch is in. It's tight. And it works. And thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, share, comment, and have a great day.